He was a Rhodes Scholar who became a janitor, just to get closer to his dream. A soldier who walked away from a military career to write songs that would change country music forever. And when Kris Kristofferson finally left this world in September of 2024, he didn't just leave behind a legend. He left behind an estate that is now causing a conversation nobody quite expected. And the details are something else entirely. Kristoffer Kristofferson was born on June 22, 1936, in Brownsville, Texas, to a family with deep military roots. His father was a U.S. Army Air Corps general, and the expectation was clear: Kris would follow a distinguished, conventional path. And for a while, he did exactly that. He excelled academically, earned a coveted Rhodes Scholarship to Oxford University, became an Army Ranger, reached the rank of captain, and was even offered a teaching position at West Point. By every measure that mattered to his family, he was already a success. Then he walked away from all of it, to move to Nashville and mop floors at Columbia recording studios. That decision, which reportedly caused a permanent rift with his father, turned out to be one of the most consequential creative gambles in American music history. Within a few years of scrubbing those studio floors, Kris Kristofferson had written Me and Bobby McGee, Help Me Make It Through the Night, Sunday Mornin', Comin' Down, and For the Good Times. Songs that Janis Joplin, Ray Charles, Willie Nelson, and Johnny Cash didn't just record, they transformed into timeless American classics. He won Grammy Awards. He won songwriting accolades that placed him among the all-time greats. And then, as if one extraordinary career wasn't enough, Hollywood came calling. On screen, Kris Kristofferson proved just as compelling as he was behind a pen. His role in the original A Star Is Born opposite Barbra Streisand in 1976 earned him a Golden Globe. He starred alongside Jane Fonda, held his own against the biggest names in the business, and later found a whole new generation of fans through the Blade trilogy in the late 1990s and early 2000s. Across music and film combined, his estimated net worth at the time of his passing was reported at around $50 million, a figure built entirely on raw talent, relentless work, and an almost reckless willingness to bet on himself. And now that estate is at the center of considerable attention. Kris Kristofferson was married 3 times, most recently and most enduringly to actress Lisa Myers, with whom he shared 8 children and nearly 40 years of marriage. The sheer size of his family, combined with the breadth of his creative catalog, music rights, film residuals, and property holdings in Hawaii and beyond, has made the distribution of his estate a genuinely complex matter. Sources close to the family have noted that while there is no public dispute, the logistics of honoring such a vast and varied legacy fairly and fully is a process that will take considerable time to resolve. But here is what no estate lawyer can quantify and no inheritance can fully capture. Kris Kristofferson spent the last years of his life quietly battling what was eventually revealed to have been Lyme disease, a condition that had been misdiagnosed for years as Alzheimer's. When the correct diagnosis finally came, he recovered enough to continue performing and living with the kind of stubborn, clear-eyed dignity that had always defined him. He died peacefully at his home in Maui on September 28, 2024, surrounded by his family. He was 88 years old. And he went out exactly the way he lived, on his own terms, in his own time, with the people he loved most beside him. The money will eventually be settled. The legal details will find their resolution. But the real inheritance Kris Kristofferson left behind, those songs, those performances, that extraordinary life lived entirely without apology, that one has already been distributed. To all of us. Equally. And in full.